Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It's Sunday, August the 27th, the year 2018. Let's talk trading, the weekly open and gap. So let's just go right here to the weekly open chart. But no, you thought you were going to get by. We always have to employ money and risk management. It's the last week of the month. So let's not get lax here. Money and risk management, every trade, every time. Okay, looking at the monthly, we can see the yen's right here in the previous month's body. But let's look at the weekly. Oh, wow, we've got lots of gaps that have filled. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4 that are open. You can see here the yen gapped up and it filled that gap and it's heading down. And unfortunately, I missed out on that trade. Wasn't there to take advantage of it. And you can see on the daily, we were in the upper wick zone of the previous daily session. It came right out of it. And now we're out of the lower wick zone of the previous daily session. And you can see here there was nice pips to be had. Yen clocking in at 41 pip range. It's still Sunday, so we don't have any big ranges yet. And here we go. You can see here, there's that gap. You can see right here, there's the short zone. You could just basically trade it right off that open. And here's that pivot point. And you see here, we had the gap up, heading towards the pivot point here. There was one missed. Both pivots got taken out. So any of you pivot traders, you should be happy. Rat zone, not enough distance to really be trading a rat trade right now. Once again, we see the pivots. Here's the weekly pivot, 110.80. Look for that pivot to be hit. And you can see here, there's yesterday's, or the previous daily pivot got taken out. You see here, we've got a pivot that still needs to be taken out, and there it is. Right now, we're 65 pips above it. So look for that pivot to be taken out, possibly this week. And you can see here price action. Right there, there's a 1 ball, red at the line, profit to be had, 3 ball, looking for a green at the line. And you can see here we're right around that 111. So anybody trading those triple zeros, nice trades. And looking at the previous daily high, mid, open, close, and low, once again, you can see H1 at the candles are profitable. And the wick zone, we've already discussed it. Price does not like staying in the wick zone. We were in it, we were out, we were in it, we were out. Holo zone. Here you had two nice opportunities to take profit off of this holo. Now we're at the lowest open. You can see here it dipped in, came back out, and we're 2 pips above it. Might come back in, and you get another chance. And the inventory reduction bars, there was a short trigger. There it was right again there. Another short trigger. Money, money, money. Here was a long trigger. Not much to be had. That was a scratch. And daily, weekly, monthly, open, high, low for the previous day, week, and month. And you can see once again, some of these lines are the same from other charts and some aren't, but the whole idea is the same, using the direction of the hourly candle color to tell you which way to trade. And I just brought up this portfolio a short time ago. Not much action here, you can see. And there we go, the Einstein line right there at the open. You can see what happened. But actually, that's not quite right. Looks like we have to update this indicator. We can do it like so. So right now, this is the current Einstein line. And we can see what happens here. And there was something, I've been giving you guys tips and hints, and I was listening to a not really a podcast. It's kind of a little teaching class. It's a video, so it's not a podcast because podcasts are audio. Um, but it had nothing to do with trading. But the guy was talking about improving, and he was saying, we all have things that we're good at, but then we also have things that we could call our kryptonite. In other words, those things that I guess you could say make us go tilt, like in poker. Guy can be a World Series champion, but he could just go tilt, and the next thing you know, he's betting like crazy, playing every hand, revenge, playing, and he just goes on tilt. And, he just winds up losing all his chips. So, but we have to find out what is it that we have. And we all have it. Some people have more than others, but what is it that's in your psyche, in your head, in your mind that causes you to go tilt? Is it 2 or 3 losses in a row? Well, if you know after 2 or 3 losses that chances are you're going to tilt, just shut the computer down. Just close it, walk away. I mean, I don't know what it is for you, but I'm sure you have something. Like that one trade that just missed, and like, dang it, I want to get it back. You were up a few pips and it reversed, and now you're going to try and get it back. You're going to hang on, and you just, you're blowing your money management. No, if that's your kryptonite, then you have to avoid it. It's really that simple. And as you can see here with the Einstein line, we're triggering right here for a buy. We'll just wait and see what happens, right? They were trying to go up. We're swimming against the, daily, weekly in the H4, but you see we've got a green H1. So we can see what happens here. We can just sit and watch, because that's what trading is, sitting and watching until we get that opportunity, right? And so far, we've got buying going on. Oh, and there's some traders, you guys send me emails and I answer, but really, it's better if you put your questions out on the YouTube videos or on the Facebook page, or where I post my free indicators, and that way more people can benefit for the Q&A. I know some of you might be having certain problems, maybe you don't want to put them out there, but really, if it's nothing that's so personal, just you know put it out there in the forum so other people can benefit. Because sometimes people might be afraid to, ask the question that you're asking. And, oh, there's the answer. And as you can see, just trading with the Einstein right here, Randy real time, you can see there's profit to be made. Not much, but we still got buying going on here. And just see what happens. You can see here on the multimeter, everything's green below the H1, and everything H4 above is red. Yeah, it's almost like watching paint dry, isn't it? Oh, and I also, I guess it was actually in that same video. The guy was, at least I don't think I'm mixing things up. The guy was talking about how algorithms are the language that, the kids of the day to really need to know, because everything's going to be, robots sometime in the future. We got robots trading now, basically computer programs. It's not like they got some kind of robot sitting at a computer punching the keyboard. No. Um, but that's what we're going to be up against, or that's what we are up against. And it's just like, really, um, do we have a chance? I mean, you know, those algorithms have magnificent, perfecto money and risk management because they're probably, you know, doing $1 million or multi-million-dollar accounts. You know, it's not no chump change what those guys are trading. So, you know, that's something to consider. So, do you have an algorithm for your trading? If this, then that, because that's really all it is. If this condition happens, then we're going to do this. And what they were talking about was, you know, in your life, you know, you not have to have these algorithms because, you know, everything you do basically produces a result. So if you're not getting the results you want, you got to look at the choices. You know, same with trading. If you're losing, then look at how you're making your choices. And do you really know why you're making those choices? I mean, something as simple as this Einstein line um, can produce profit, but it can produce loss too. And so what you have to do is figure out, you know, how does it work best for you? You see, we don't know what's going to happen next. I mean, all of a sudden we could get selling and this thing could crash, or it could just come back a little and take off. We're just sitting here waiting. I mean, once you put that trade on, it's up to the market. And you have to really get it out of your head that, you know, because some indicator told you to buy or sell, that means it's going to happen. Sometimes, you know, it works out and sometimes it doesn't. And that's why you got to keep good records. You know, some people say have a trading journal. And it's just like, you know, sometimes I keep one, not all the time. But, you know, when I do, I can see, okay, did I follow my plan? Did I not follow my plan? Why did I do that bonehead airball trade? You know, what was I thinking? Was I thinking? I mean, you have to say, are you really doing this to make money? Are you doing it to entertain yourself? I mean, are you really serious about it? Or is it just a hobby, kind of, sort of? It's just fun. See, right now we just switched over to selling. So there wasn't much to happen here. So now we just wait and see what goes next. But from when we started, this is our relative open here. Right now, price is still up relative to our open. And we just sit and we just wait and we watch. But anyway, so I guess we can find out what happens from here, you know, sometime tomorrow. But fellow traders, last week of the month, just remember you've got some kryptonite. There's some kryptonite out there that can hurt you. You got to know what it is so you can make sure you don't get near it, right? Because it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So let's go out there and drain the banks this week.